we do not.
All right, that's fine. Because I can
We
only
all,
go. I can only go till about 150,
All right,
and
that's
then
cool, bro.
I gotta slip onto my own stream.
Yeah, it's good just to have you, man.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
happy, man. I'm happy. You guys are like, yeah, you guys are like family. When I first started out, it was all you guys like helping me out, and I didn't
yeah.
know my channel was gonna like that. My only reason my channel blew up was Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Like um, that was
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, but who cares,
So
man? You know,
yeah, so it was
you never
still like
work.
that was just luck.
Yeah,
The
you
thing
can work.
is that you still take the time to, hang out with us and you chat and you
Oh
interact
man,
with
if I
us.
ever stop, then I have a real problem. Put it that way.
Well, we would just think that you're too drunk to chat.
That could be it.
You're like, oh, he's passed out again.
I
Could
mean,
be
guys,
it.
the thing is, it couldn't be more opportune. When I saw that episode 9 quote unquote trailer, sorry, poster, and I saw 3PO with a bowcaster, I'm like, oh my god, the memes
Uh,
are endless. They're so perfect.
do you know how popular that made my Twitter account?
I know!
Like
Drunk
everybody and their
3PO.
grandmother was like, "Here, hey, look at this." I'm like, "Yeah, I've seen it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." So I don't
Oh
mind it though. I
man.
don't mind it. I appreciate everybody. Who would have thought
well,
stupid drunk 3PO thing would turn out to be something?
well, listen, it's your topics, man. I mean, I watch your topics like whenever you pump out a video. I'm on the topic, and I was discussing this. My cousin's husband, he also has a channel,
Are
but
we
he
live
talks.
yet?
Yeah, we are live.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Don't even know.
What a great introduction there, Rant. Good job on staying on
Hey,
top.
I mean, y'all
Stay
were
on
talking.
topic. Just a little more. Stay on topic.
We have It's a Vase Productions in the chat right now. What's up, bro?
Oh, he subbed to me like 16 minutes ago. Thanks, man. And hey,
Oh, that's awesome. Yes, this is the Podrace after party, everyone. Yes, a late introduction. I don't usually host this, so that's why it's late. And rest of the panel, introduce yourselves, please.
I'm drunk 3PO. How's everybody doing? I'm honored to be part of this stream. I have been bugging this guy, Rant. Over. I mean, he must be so sick of me by now from all the text messages saying, please, please get me on the stream. Please, 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 please. Finally, I'm here and I have to leave early, but at least I'm
Yeah,
on for a little bit.
we're
Thank you
gonna
for
be
having
setting
me,
up another
brother.
time, bro. For real, we gotta set up another time.
Oh, yeah,
Seriously.
definitely.
we will make this work. Flip, please.
Hey guys, I'm flipped out and I'm trying to swallow ramen noodles.
Yes, it's beef. It's beef ramen noodles.
Beef, beef.
Oh, must be awesome.
You know what was funny, Flip, when you were on there with Hoff Solo? You guys didn't see the chat much because I kept saying, let him turn into Kung Fu Flip, please. Like, I just want 2 minutes of Kung Fu Flip.
Well, I think
Oh, it was
well,
Yeah,
hilarious.
he told me
Flip,
not to.
please grant it because there's always like requests for Kung Fu Flip. I mean, like you can go for it. I think he can if he wants to. Get that crazy ass dojo master in here.
And he hasn't had a shower yet this morning. But, yeah.
Shifu, Shifu.
Hello and welcome to the Podrace after party. Ha ha ha! You are ready for a good day.
But the last video you posted, man, like when you took a swing at that guy and you like reversed it, I was rolling, man. I was
Dude, that
rolling.
whole thing.
I must be the guy who watched the video like 6 times, and I'm like, this is the freaking funniest thing. And people are like, why is it so funny to you? I don't know. It just is. It's hilarious. It's a white dude, man, being Chinese dude, and it's so fun. It's hilarious. Anyway, that's all.
It is.
Hilarious.
Thank you. I did that whole video because you requested it.
I know. That's why I feel even more honored. It was hilarious.
We need
Absolutely
more
hilarious.
Kung Fu Flip. That is a fact. He hasn't been Kung Fu Flip for some time. So I'm General Katarn, by the way. If you haven't noticed, I'm the guy with the lightsaber. About to expand on his collection. I'm going to make General Grievous look like a fool. Like a fool, I tell you. So yeah, I got news for my shipment. It's going to be here in the next 10 to 15 days tops, and I'm excited for it.
Awesome, man.
And you're gonna do the live build, right?
Yeah, actually, I also the people actually also voted for a time, so it's going to be live at 9 p.m. EST Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, we're gonna have fun.
Hell yeah.
Also,
Oh,
3PO, he we got into a discussion like 2 days ago, and we're talking about lightsabers and stuff. So if he gets into the whole he wants to buy a static prop, which is cool. And if he gets the Anakin Skywalker Episode 3 lightsaber, that's cool also. And I asked him, to make a thorough review on it because I want to see what it looks like on the inside, so I can make my calculations how I could make a possible install. In case someone is interested in buying a fully installed one.
Yeah, see, that was my issue was I don't want to put it together. I want it like done.
Well, the
I want to
hilt
see
is
I want to see a box come in the mail, and I'm gonna be like, "What is this?" And open it up, and there's my there's my lightsaber that I want. Whether it's Anakin's, Luke's, General Grievous owned it for about 5 minutes.
yeah.
Ray destroyed it, and so that one. That's the one. That's the one I want. They sell that one at Disney World, and they call it in the box. It's called Ray's Saber. So,
Yeah.
and that one, I can't remember how much that one was. I think that was like 220. So, and it's it's pretty
Well,
nice. I mean, not for nothing. It's pretty nice. It's heavy and they won't they will only let you hold it is if they really think you're interested in buying it. Kind of nice.
really.
Yeah, at Epic. I guess because like people all over like, hey, can I hold that? And they just take pictures, and
Well,
so on and so on. But
Well, a long time ago, that was the case. When I was a kid, I went to the excursion in Athens, and we came across this store which had a lot of, props from films and stuff. And young Jill Katarn was a film nerd from then, and especially a Star Wars nerd. So I went in that store, and there were Harry Potter wands, and a lot of collectibles, a lot of like toys and stuff. And I saw a lightsaber that belonged to Darth Vader. And when I looked at it, the owner said that if you want that, you gotta buy that. And I said, you don't understand, do you? And she's like, what? I am a freaking Star Wars fan. Every lightsaber that I come across temporarily is mine. I get to hold it, I get to swing it, I get to clash it, and then when I'm done, you can hold it because I can't afford it.
yeah,
Oh, that was my first encounter, and ever since, actually, even before that, I wanted a lightsaber more than ever. And I know what it's like when they tell you, you have to buy it. I mean, you need to swing it. You need to hold it in your hand to see what it feels like, the weight. You want to see if it, fits in your hand.
yeah. Honestly, like when you pick up a lightsaber hilt, it honestly does feel like it chooses you. I remember when my aunt bought me, I believe it was A New Hope version of the lightsaber, and it honestly just felt right. You know what I mean? And I've
Yeah.
held other ones, and it doesn't feel as right as that one. Like the grip of it, and like when I swing it, just all of it's actually kind of crazy.
Well, that's it. I don't know. It's it fits like it. I mean, like when I held the Vader lightsaber, I was like, okay, cool, a saber. But then when I held Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber, I knew it was mine. And exactly what you mean. Ah, guys, we're such nerds. If girls are watching, yeah, I also play football. I'm 6'1", okay? I also have a separate life. But anyway,
Don't forget, you look extremely good out in the sun, oiled up.
yeah.
well, that came out of nowhere.
Oh my lord.
He knows things. He knows things.
I am the rant.
I hope he doesn't know too much.
Well, when he says that he's at the bush watching, who said that he's at the bush alone? Dun dun dun.
A rant in the
All I
bush.
know is if I'm ever in Georgia and I see a guy that's been stuffed on the top of his home, I'm gonna stop and get a selfie. Number one, but number two, I'll have to pay my respects to Flipped Out. I mean, because I think you're the only one that'll get that done.
Yes, sir.
That'll be awesome. What shirt would you wear? What shirt would you be wearing during that whole process?
Well, I'll tell you if you could describe the process to me.
Oh, because that's a pretty big decision. It's a pretty big decision. You got to get it right, man. You got one shot at it, and that's it.
I'd probably wear a tuxedo shirt.
A tuxedo. That sounds just like you, bro.
And a mullet.
I don't know, man.
That'd be awesome.
In case you guys were wondering, man, before the stream started, we were talking about how the rant's going to cut his arm off, but we don't know where he's going to cut it off at.
Yeah.
To get a robot arm.
You confused me, bro. You really did. I don't know what to do anymore. Either I'm going to go Winter Soldier or I'm going to go Luke Skywalker.
You would think Winter Soldier could be the better bet, right? Because it's probably will have that muscle, that metal muscle in there.
I know, right? I'll be able to show off one side of my body. Be like, hey, what's going on? Like, yeah, I got a robot arm. You see that? Pretty cool.
It's funny how they made sure it's the left arm because you might need the right one for something else.
Well, actually, he had to learn to be a righty.
Oh, shit.
I told you I know things. I hide in too many bushes.
A rant in the hand is worth two in the bush.
There it is.
That is so gonna become your punchline. But anyway, there's a lot of things coming up right now. Unfortunately, I was talking to Stephanie the other day, and she told me apparently that there's a rumor that J.J. Abrams made Rey a Kenobi, and that Reylo is going to come into fruition. Now, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt because, despite the fact that she's no Mike Zero, she got pretty frustrated about it, and she said that she will be terminating her YouTube account within 2 weeks. Now,
are you talking about the conversation we had with Stephanie Janicek?
We had a conversation the other day, you and I and her, and I saw, like an expansion on that yesterday. Just before I actually went to sleep, I saw her saying, fuck Obi-Wan on Twitter. I'm like, why? And I said, what happened? And she said, apparently J.J. Abrams greenlit the Reylo situation, and apparently Rey is a Kenobi so that they can make that they can make Rey and Kylo Ren a thing. They want to make this happen. And she got really upset about it, and I don't blame her. I mean, this is clearly, to tie in Obi-Wan into the movies because they're like, okay, we fucked up. The sequel trilogy is it's burning alive, so they were like using Obi-Wan's name as a fire extinguisher, to reduce the damage. Now, I can understand her on that. And Reylo coming into fruition, that's not good.
Katarn, that's not what I heard her say. I heard her say that she had people that she knew that worked, in California and LA that said that they're supposed to be brother and sister.
No, we had that conversation. I'm telling you, yesterday. I don't know if you missed out, but she was pretty upset. She kept on tagging J.J. Abrams on Twitter.
Oh wow!
And Yeah, and apparently, this is something new. This is updated. The last time we talked, it was the three of us. We were hanging out, and they were supposed to be brother and sister. And now I understand why she's upset because although they were supposed to destroy Raylo because they're both Skywalkers, they're both related, brother and sister. They're going to make her Kenobi just so that Raylo can happen.
Jesus.
I know. So,
Yeah. I mean, we won't really know till we see the film, but the only thing that like the whole because of the Raylo shipping panel that they approved at Star Wars Celebration,
oh
that's
man,
the only thing that is that's the
indicator.
only thing that could make it happen, make it be a thing because for them to like say, yeah, let's approve this panel, could be saying that yeah, it's going to be a thing. So
Isn't
because
it?
there was people all over Twitter saying, well, now that it's on the panel, it's considered canon.
Yeah, I
And I'm
got into
going,
somebody
holy moly, moly, moly,
on
lordy,
your
lordy.
on your video, drunk. I got into an argument with somebody. Did you see
Yeah, what's up with that?
that? I never argue usually.
Flipped out, picking fights. Oh no!
You know
Look,
it's bad, right?
I know Flip for a fact that he doesn't pick arguments with anyone. So yeah, that was kind of weird.
Well, they attacked me, based on what I said and what I learned from Stephanie. I thought I was, pretty good company. She's usually right about shit. So, and I was hoping, drunk, I was hoping you'd see that.
I'm my bad, man. I should have jumped in and defended you. I usually like let things fly on the YouTube comments.
Oh no,
So
I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking you'd see it and go, "Damn, what's up, Flip?"
yeah, I'm still learning that Twitter's usually my handle, and like keeping up with like not for nothing, man, but like once you cross over 1,000 and you start making videos, I can't keep up with all the comments. So I had to turn off all my notifications from YouTube
Makes sense,
and
yeah.
all that stuff. Like it's really ridiculous because like,
Right.
and then I'll go back on the videos like later and say, oh, okay. And I'll try to give everyone a thumbs up or a heart, like people that I know. But even, oh my goodness, man, I forgot like 3 people, like a thumbs up, and they sent me a message about it saying,
Oh
why would you
shit.
thumb up all these people and you wouldn't give us one? I'm going, holy
Oh
crap,
come on,
man. Like,
that's
seriously?
That is ridiculous. Come on, I mean like, okay, that is petty shit. This is things
I
that I had to
know.
deal
That's what I'm
with.
saying. Like, I'm sitting here like, oh, I can't keep up with it. So
This
I'm,
is high school stuff, man. It's like, oh my god, how could you actually say hello to Alexa
Well,
but not say hello to me? Kind of things like that.
hey, drunk on the I've got 2 Twitters to keep up with and 2 channels and some other stuff, and work, right? So it's not like I got 2 or 3,000 subs, but if you put it all together, it's
it's
also
like that. Yeah.
it's like that. Plus, I have 4 fucking emails.
Yeah.
So this one guy, I'm not going to say names. Actually, this happened twice last week. 2 different people emailed me or DM'd me on the collective Twitter and said, "Hey, you used the wrong thumbnail," or "Hey, how come you didn't post my video?" And I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing it for free. So like, if I'm at
Wow.
work and shit, it's not easy.
Dude,
Throw it away, Card.
I'm beyond appreciative every time I see the Phantom Collective put my video in there, and you will never hear me cry. If I have cried about it, you need to call me out on it. Say, Jay, you're being a little whiny, little pissy. Shut up. Like then I'll be like,
We'll be like,
I
hey,
got you.
3PO, 3PO, chill, drink a beer.
Yeah, I know. Like, what the heck? If I ever were to complain about that, that's ridiculous.
I'll
But
say
I know
something
it's.
like, "You're going to cause R2 to drink."
yeah, you
But
never know.
it's wacky, all of this, man. I really, for Stephanie to get upset, it must be based on something. If she's not a Kenobi, for example, if Rey's not a Kenobi, something must, make Rey to make her compatible. And the whole shipping panel, if you take a moment and you step back and you look at the whole picture, you will realize that people are looking at Rey and Kylo Ren, and they're making a shipping panel, and basically they are enabling in a celebration that is going to have a lot of kids, a lot of minors there, and they're like, "Hey, we are celebrating the fictional hookup of characters, because that's what shipping is. And if you look at celebrations like 10, 20, 10 years ago, okay, not 20, but like 5 to 10 years ago, this was never the case. And today they're celebrating the sick sexual fantasies of a number of fans. I can't get my fan fiction out of there because, it may be considered, not good, but shipping panels on Celebration are going to be a thing. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I thought like usually that stuff shows up in some weird back internet website like out of Japan. But apparently it's not. Like I'm reading. Yeah, Flip, I guess they attacked you because you said they were brother and sister and they didn't
Right.
like that.
They didn't like that
Yeah,
at all.
No,
so
they
that's
want
Raylo.
Raylo.
That's
So that's
crazy.
Raylo.
Oh, dude, if that shows up in the film, man,
I didn't
I
cuss at him. I was nice enough not to cuss.
no, you did good, man. You did good. But it's just like if that shows up in the film, my God,
Brother and
I don't
sister or
know.
the Raylo?
Yeah, well, that's
Raylo.
that's what it's come to. That's what it's come to.
I don't mind them
But
being brother and sister, but they're supposed to be 10 years apart somewhat.
yeah,
And then I don't care if she's a Kenobi. I don't honestly a lot of the stuff I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just do whatever you want, man. Make him Raylo. Put Lando in the Millennium Falcon with R2 and C3PO, and just let that blow up with
Hey,
Chewbacca somewhere, and just end it all, man. End it all for me, so I can be done with it.
so we can move on. I know at this point uh, I'm pretty much sold. I don't care. I understand how you feel, and this is how most fans feel. My mom said that it's franchise fatigue, and I said I don't think that it's franchise fatigue because I said that they were preparing a trilogy and stuff, and my mother told me, she said if you take all of the politics aside, Star Wars has been going on for over 40 years, and they are bound to screw up. So she said, I hear you ranting about The Last Jedi day and night. I see you on Twitter about it, but she said that if it wasn't politically driven, eventually someone would make a shitty story and you'd still be bitching about it. And I said, a shitty story I can take, but Ryan Johnson, I cannot. I mean, the
Yeah,
prequels.
I don't
Nope.
think I don't think it's fatigue at all. I think if it was fatigue, we wouldn't be waiting for every little bit of news. And I think my biggest problem is, and I can only speak for myself, is that waiting on episode 9 in the back of my head, in the wee back darkest cobweb place in my head where the hamster wheel is still spinning, I have this slight like 0.88001.11% chance that JJ is actually going to do something cool and fix this whole mess. I have that's the scratch of hope I have left. And so I'm like, it's killing me. I just want to get to it. I want to see it and go, okay, no, it's done. Or my God, he fixed it. Now we can celebrate. Or like I just like swing the pendulum one way or another. Don't give me like a in between.
Right.
Like either go full where we're going or go full the other way. Like don't give me a middle where all of us sit and talk about it for another 10 years because it just makes me mad. When people bring up The Last Jedi, I get angry and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm angry. That movie made me mad. And I could go on I think all of us could discuss that movie every single day on a video
Yeah.
if we wanted to. And
It's
that's how
true.
screwed up that movie is. So
It's
there's
true.
my rant.
I watched it. I watched it 2 days ago. Obviously not sober. Obviously not, because I tried saving whatever brain cells I had, and I'd rather intoxicate them than expose them to this mental torture. And it was the more I watch it, the more wrong it gets. And I tried to put my objective opinion instead of my personal feelings and subjective, you know, opinions that I have on it, and it is so wrong on so many levels that I said, okay, if I watch this again, I'm going to find more flaws and errors. Now, I thought to myself, am I just being, am I being pissy about it because everyone else is? That's why I watched it again, and it's not that we are just taking it apart because it's unpopular amongst the fandom. It is a horrible movie. When I see the scenes with Luke, I'm like, please, just don't make him do this. Don't make him drink the green tea. Oh God damn it! Why? You know, don't make him a little bitch. Please. Oh, come on. It's like, please show the reaction that Luke might have had for Han's death. No, you're really not gonna show that. Oh, and it makes me upset every time I watch it. I watch it like 6 times because I cannot stand to watch it too many times, you know? And I believe that I speak for everyone. It upsets fans, real fans.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
honestly, like the only hope I have is that it will end and that's it. That they won't keep on continuing whatever story they possibly could. Like I hope JJ doesn't leave it open ended for an episode 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wanted to get it over and done with, you know?
I
Yeah.
think based on what they've shown us, and with the poster and what they've been saying through all these garbage tier sites, some are completely lies, but some are bits of truth. Is that they are going to kind of put it in between, you know? But the worst thing for me is that Luke Skywalker is going to just be a cameo, man, and that's going to break my heart.
Yeah.
What do you think, 3PO? Do you think that Luke's going to be just a cameo, or do you think that
Yeah,
he has.
I think the last interview he had, the comment that really stuck out was he said, "I signed on to do a trilogy and I was duped by it." He says I was only in a few seconds in the first film, and I was Luke in the second one and not much in the third. So he literally gave it away that
Yeah.
he's either a memory or it's just you know
Oh, that is
whatever it
sad.
is like.
That's right.
So
Oh,
he
That
man.
gave it away, and then I think he started doing a little damage control after that interview because people went on Twitter saying it's true you didn't like Ryan Johnson. He's like, oh yeah, I respect him as a friend,
Yeah.
like,
You were
and he
involved
went
with
on,
that tweet, right? That
huh?
one where you said you were involved with that tweet, if I remember
Yeah, I was
correctly.
involved in a Mark Hamill tweet, and I didn't even do anything because somebody asked him a question, and they were like, "Hey, like drunk 3PO, what do you think if I ask Mark Hamill this question?" Something like that, and then Mark responds, and I was like, "Well, that's cool. I got but the worst part was the notification. My phone's like, brrr. I'm like, oh god, I had to turn off I had to mute like Mark Hamill for like 3 days because the notifications were going crazy. But I think that interview says it all. And I think he was coming back doing a little damage control.
Yeah,
Um,
he was. He was. I
my
don't
uh,
think
my
that he
good
could stand. I
my
don't
good
think he can stand
friend,
them.
I have a good friend, not in Star Wars so much, but who told me. Now I don't know if it's true, but he's been right on 3 things so far. He said that the trailer does not have Luke in it at all. So he's
oh
just
god.
Luke is only in it for like a minute, 2 minutes. So I'm like, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Ray's gonna have so this is my prediction story. Okay, from all the evidence I've dug up, I've come together with my episode 9 story. So it takes 5 years later. The Knights of Ren have returned from a mission deep in space. They're like, "Where's Supreme Leader Snooky?" I call him Snooky because that's as far
Yeah,
as they
it
go.
sounds like he was
And
punked.
like, oh well, he's this. So then they realized that Kylo Ren killed Snook because he told them. He's like, "Oh, I had to do it. Now we're in charge," and they didn't like that. So they start taking over. So Ren's got to go to Rey and the Resistance to be like, "These guys are terrible. Can you help me? Let's defeat them. I'm back." So now they join forces and they take them out. Then Kylo's like, all right, now that we took them out, I got to get Rey out of here. I got to kill off the rest of. So he does a double turn, and then he kills off. Then he fights Rey in the end in some big battle, and he dies. So that's gonna be episode 9
Okay.
from my perspective. That's how
Okay.
you get
So
the Knights of Ren in there. That's how you get Kylo and Rey's like sexual tension. That's how you get them to fight each other at the end again.
so
Boom.
that's how you think it'll go. How do you want it to go?
Here's what I want. I want the first second Rey to wake up from the Millennium Falcon, and Episode 8 was all a dream. And they pick up Luke from the island, and he goes kicks everyone's ass.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's pretty much my scenario
And
too.
that's it. I don't care how it's done. I don't care if Luke dies at the end of that one. That's fine. But that's what I think. She wakes up and she's like, "Man, I had a premonition. Like all this happened." And Luke's like, "What? No, let's go. He killed Han. Let's go after him." And
Yeah.
it's like, let's go. So Snook's still alive. Everyone's still up because I mean, what he just doesn't have anything to work with.
They
Exactly.
really, the fact that they're still keeping Leia's character alive, and they're actually basically going to try and focus the story around 5 years of unused footage from The Force Awakens, just so that they can include Leia's character, to me is it's sad. I thought that when Carrie Fisher died in 2016, that after Christmas, okay, 2016. I thought, okay, it makes sense, and I'm emphasizing on sense because Lucasfilm doesn't know what sense is. I said, okay, they're going to kill off Leia like they did, Paul Walker's character, I believe, when they did the Fast and the Furious scene when they basically just wrote him out of the story. I thought that they were going to do the same with Leia, okay, and I thought that Luke Skywalker was going to be pivotal for Episode 8 and 9. And well, I was wrong, me and millions of other fans, and at this point, I just want it over and done with. I said to myself, I want to see Luke Skywalker back in action, resurrected. I want him to Gandalf himself, become from Gandalf the Grey to the White. But if you say Gandalf Grey to White, some SJWs are going to get triggered. They're going to be like, "What?" So yeah, that is so not happening. So I said to myself, "Hey, Lord of the Rings is something that is untouched. Let me enjoy that until they basically infest that with,
Oh
I
no,
don't
no,
know,
no, no,
identity."
no. They going after Lord of the Rings. Like it's happening. It started with Mr. Chuck Wendig. I
Yeah,
mean, it,
yeah.
it, it takes him to become relevant again. So now he's like Tolkien's a bad writer because there's too many white guys in it. Too many white guys in this writing. You shouldn't read this. And you
Well,
sit back and like
basically,
I'm sitting here like I I,
what?
I can't get over the comments that comes out of these people's mouth. I just don't get it. Like just use common sense. Like,
They don't
if
have.
you don't like the book, just say I don't like the book. It just didn't appear to me. Don't go say it's. Hey guys, don't read this classic collective, this timeless masterpiece of one of
That
the best written works of grammar in the English language. Don't read it because there's too many white people in it.
Well,
Like,
yeah, you're right. You see, I had this theory the other day. Look, about SJWs, what these guys do, they basically take common sense apart. They know that we're going to be triggered by it. Normal people are going to be triggered by the site. So when they take common sense apart, Chuck Wendig is a writer. I'm pretty sure as a writer, he must have been inspired. Oh, no, he was inspired by Tolkien and, Lord of the Rings. Okay, so what he's doing, he's basically trying to make an edgy comment to give him some traction and some attention because he was scrapped from Marvel and Lucasfilm for being an idiot. So basically, what he's doing right now, he's scraping the bottom of the barrel and he is trying to get attention in any way, shape, or form. Okay, I didn't give this any importance. I could have made a video myself on this, but I knew that this was a cry for a desperate cry for help, and I wasn't going to dignify him with a response. None of us should, because this is what SJWs in the end game. This is what they feed on. They feed on attention, be it negative or positive. If we ignore them, they die. They feed on attention. That's what they want. You could deprive them of food for a year, but if you take their phone and their laptops away for a second, they'll go crazy. That's what I believe.
yeah, pretty much. And on that note, fellas, I'm gonna dip out. Thank you so much for having me, Rant. I
Oh, of course.
appreciate you, buddy.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well,
Thank you for coming on.
we're hoping to have you again sometime for a longer period of
Oh yeah,
time,
yeah,
right?
yeah, no doubt. Like with everything that happened this week with Rand, my family, and everything, it was just one of those things. I was glad to be able to hop on, and especially hear my man Flip, man. He's gonna send me a dead animal in the mail. I'm gonna open it on a live stream one time. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be an epic thing. But I'm gonna get ready for my stream. I hope I don't take too many people away from you guys, and
Oh no, we find that.
I'll send them your way, and we'll
We'll
go
be
from
done. We'll
there.
be done in a little bit. Thanks for
All
coming
right,
on, man.
y'all. Blessings on y'all, man. Till next time.
Till next
Awesome, man. All right.
time.
So it is the general, a flipped out man, and a man who runs.
Yes, quite so, quite so.
That's
A
right.
heroic. That was a perfect. That was a perfect comeback to all of this.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, this is awesome. Let's see who else is here. I haven't seen the comment section. Hello, comment section. Hello, you five people. Thank you so much for dropping in. Yeah, I mean, if it's five, it's five. If it's like 2.3, I'll take that 2.3.
The point three are more important to me, just so you know.
Yeah, you don't know, man. They could be like developing and stuff.
We
That's
allow
why actually
midgets. We allow midgets.
we also allow midgets. We also allow uh, fetuses and stuff.
If you're
Because
green, purple, you got hair all over
yes,
your body.
And and hey, look, I mean, we accept aliens and people who rant, and also clones.
Yes,
Very
yeah,
I'm
diverse.
really accepted here.
and washed up generals because I'm kind of washed up at this point until I decide to. Uh,
Washed up.
I'm
Like
not, but
like you were supposed to start the stream, and you were like laying in your bathtub in full regal, all drunk with like a bottle of Hennessy dripping all over your freaking armor. I gotta start the fucking stream.
oh man, oh no.
Well, that's a good picture of how we all feel about Star Wars. So.
Yeah, it is a shipwreck. But what can you do? If you say ship, they're going to be like, "You mean shipping?" Yes, Raylo. Oh yeah. Uh, but seriously, guys, if you think about it, they're basically going to have a panel celebrating fictional characters getting together in sexual, well, stories and stuff. And I think to myself that there are so many people out there that have amazing fan fictions and they don't get a panel, for example. Okay, they cannot present their work and are not encouraged to do so. But hey, you want to write a sexual, story about Han Solo, Chewie, and Rathars in a threesome? Yeah, go for it. Shipping panel. Here we are.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, we have T's Fandom Grove on with us now.
Yo,
Hey
T.
guys.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're
Wonderful.
good.
We're doing our best to make
I know
sense of the situation.
I
Go
haven't
ahead.
got to talk to any of you guys yet, so this is like my third time on a live stream, so bear with me guys.
Oh, you're good.
Awesome.
Oh
No,
yeah.
good.
I have a question for you, T.
Okay.
What is your favorite concert that you've ever been to?
My favorite concert.
Yeah, this is sort of like a get to know you question.
Hmm. Well, that goes way back. Probably it was one of the first concerts I ever went to, and this will tell you how old I am. um,
Age has nothing
it
to do with it. No.
it was a concert with Steppenwolf and Deep Purple, and they were in my hometown.
You don't know what you can find. Why don't you come with me, little girl? Because I will.
Yeah, and they were on the bill together, and it was in a football field.
Wait, Rose Bowl? Yeah.
No, I mean a football field.
All right.
Freaking awesome. That is awesome. I was just watching a
That's
movie
awesome.
last night, and Steppenwolf was playing in it. I think it was. It's one. Oh, yeah, it was actually the Motley Crue movie. I was watching it again for the third time, and they had that song going on in the background at one point. Yeah, man. That's right.
Yeah, that was before they were filling up stadiums and stuff. It was funny because I look at them, and they got so popular, but they were in our little town on a football field.
Awesome.
Very cool. I went. I saw one of the very last concerts that Pink Floyd ever did in 1990. I think 1990. Yeah, that's about right. And it was pretty amazing. It was also on a football field of all places, the Georgia Tech football field here in Atlanta. Very cool. So, what was your? Did you ever make it to Woodstock?
No, I may be old, but I'm not that old.
Okay, I don't know. That would have been a cool story, but I got you. Cool, cool.
So what do you think of the current state of, what Star Wars is right now? You hear us bicker about it, but we want to know your opinion.
I actually want to cry. I really, really do. I'm s- I'm kind of like Steph. You're to the point where your frustration level is wanting to pull your hair out, stomp around, throw things, and go, why? Why? Why are
Pretty
you
much.
doing this with, why are you doing this to us? We have been loyal to you for over 40 years, and now you're going to trash us, throw us in the dumpster
Set
just to
fire to
do
us.
what's politically correct or that you quote unquote think is politically correct. There's no need for that. Give us good movies, honor our characters. If you're going to send them out with dignity. That's all we ask.
You're so
Yeah.
right, T. You're so right.
A simple yet very important statement from a fan, and I think that we all feel this way. It's sad, really. It really is. At this point, my parents are like, "Why are you still holding on to this? It's like another franchise that's bound to be destroyed." I'm like, "No, no, I'm not gonna, abandon ship. I'm gonna go down with the ship like a true fan." And they're like, "Yeah, you're just wasting your time." I'm like, I showed them the Clone Wars season 7 trailer. I'm like, "It's not over yet."
Or
They're like,
No, what I feel sorry for is what the Marvel fans are in for because
oh,
they are going to be in the same place we are now. They poo-poo us with everything. It's like, well, it's gone. It's you just gotta evolve with the times. I want to see how they feel when we say you have to evolve with the times. What same thing, guys. This is what's happening to your beloved franchise. So now you're in the same boat with us.
and most,
T. This morning I
mo-
was watching the Avengers: Infinity War, and I was just thinking because the last movie I saw was Captain Marvel, and of that franchise, and I was sitting here watching it, and I couldn't help but just be so into it, and I enjoy it so much. They did everything just right. And I know there's things you can pick apart, like how did the Hulk go flying out of the spaceship, toward Earth, and the window wasn't open, because it's space. There's a lot of things you can pick apart like that. But for the most part, it was a masterful movie. They brought everything together over what, a decade and a half, and now they're just ready to trash it. Because when I saw Captain Marvel, I was so sad. I couldn't believe what they were doing. Um, But you're right. For the future of that franchise, they're going to have an all-female Avengers. Which, by the way, I'm not against the idea, except we know how they're going to execute it. Thanks to Captain Marvel. And
Well, yeah, and what gets me is no offense. She may be great and she may be powerful. I don't know if. Well, I know you saw my video clip that
yeah,
the one that I did about Captain Marvel and Green Lantern,
yes,
Oh yeah.
and the similarities are so. It's like amazing, but to me, she hasn't put, I'm sorry, she hasn't put the time or effort in to be able to take over a group. I'm sorry, I don't care how powerful she is.
Well, it's not about
right?
the power; it's her name. She's a captain.
Well, it's not
Big
only the
whoop.
it's not the title, yeah. It's not the title. I mean, like, I feel more for I don't know, Rocket, Rocket Raccoon than I don't know, Captain Marvel, and he's
I
had
picked
like,
Groot.
Yeah, Groot has more personality than Captain Marvel. Thank you. But basically, that's what it's all come to because they're just I don't know how to
Well,
express this. And most Marvel fans are Star Wars fans, okay? And it hurts twice as much.
they made Captain Marvel far too powerful, like they did with Green Lantern. They didn't. Either of them haven't earned the right to have that power. They haven't gone through tragedy and circumstance. They haven't had to leap over hurdles and objections in their life. They're just given this power and boom, all right, save the world. Go ahead. Then, and I don't mean to step on any toes for people who enjoyed the Captain Marvel, but there was a switcheroo. Normally, you keep the scrolls evil; they're very evil. And if you haven't seen this movie, I'm sorry to tell you, this is a spoiler warning. They make the scrolls into good guys in this movie.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I saw it.
Wow. Wow.
Well,
That's
It
something
sh-
else.
it shows where their focus is on this movie. They don't care about telling a story. They don't care about focusing on the story. They have a narrative behind it. Okay, they want to make this a movie, a Mary Sue movie. That's what I realized. Basically, the bad guys are good. Jude Law, evil white man. Okay, he's the bad guy. He was the one that dragged Captain Marvel into this war, and she was fighting for the wrong side for so long. And bad white guy because it's Jude Law. Now, if it was like I don't know Terrence Howard, for example, they would have been like, no, 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 we cannot go against the black guy because he's black, right? Or we cannot go against the Asian guy because he's Asian. And since it's Jude Law, I'm telling you, if it was a like Nick Fury, for example, and I'm not saying because Nick Fury, it's because it's Samuel L. Jackson. Okay, that is why they have to bond because murdiversity.
A kitty cat scratched his eye out.
I know.
Well,
You're like,
I couldn't believe that he is in Brie Larson's new movie. Have you seen the trailer for this sucker?
What's it
No.
called?
The unicorn?
oh
Oh,
no.
yes, I saw a bit of that. I
And
just kind of
he's
turned away.
in that with her.
What?
Oh,
Yes,
that's
take
in
a
poor
look at
taste.
it.
That's
Well,
in real poor taste.
there's only one explanation. She is holding Samuel Jackson's family hostage. Okay, he must be like, when I'm done with these movies, I'm gonna bust a cap in that cracker's head.
It's got to be because it's a crossover between like My Little Pony and I don't know what, but it's like really.
I mean, the
Oh,
guy's been in Pulp Fiction. He's been in Hateful Eight, most Tarantino movies. He's been, the director of the MCU. He's been a badass. He was Mace fucking Windu. He was an amazing character in all of these movies, and now they're just dragging his name through the mud. And you're telling me there's no agenda, no politics behind this? Of course there is.
I
What we should do one day? We should have someone. Sorry, we should have someone that is against us, and we should debate them live.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good luck
because
trying to get them to stay. They'll run away.
yeah, okay, sure, as long as they can. I want for me and my pitchfork to be shown. I want to be like, yeah, I'm General Katarn, and I'm a general for a reason. I didn't get promoted in this for nothing.
I need to get a horse costume, and I'll come on. I'll come on that video as the My Little Pony's a phony baloney. And
Yeah,
goes with the
we
chonies.
yeah, either that or do like a stop motion and get a whole bunch of My Little Ponies and yeah, get a Brie Larson figure and
well,
I'm just
that's
just
telling
run.
easy because I've got little ponies. Wait, what? I mean, GI Joes. I meant GI Joe. Sorry, I don't have ponies.
well,
There we
Hide the
go.
ponies.
it'll
Hide
have
the
to be a
ponies. Come on.
unicorn.
Shh.
Have to be a unicorn and have somebody licking the horn, and that'll really piss them off.
Oh man.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe that when I saw him in that. And the only thing I can think of, supposedly they're friends in real life, and what he's trying to do is maybe bring some validity to her as as an actress because everything's getting trashed with her for Captain Marvel, and that's one of the few things that I could think of that he's trying to do is help her out. Other than that, his reputation, he's a stellar actor, and it's like, what are you doing in this B movie?
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, she is holding his family hostage. There's no other explanation. They're
There's
at
something I
gunpoint.
read last week that Sam Jackson and Brie Larson and some of the guys at Lucasfilm were all hanging out talking to this garbage tier writer, and basically I was going to use it one of my flip sides, but I've been so busy I hadn't put all that together yet. But I'll just go ahead and tell you. She said something about how jealous she was that he got to be a Jedi, and then the
Oh
guys at
yeah.
Lucasfilm said that they said something along the lines of you'll be a Jedi to us, and then like Sam Jackson winked at her, and so that what they were
Oh
trying to say
no.
in this article is that they're thinking about bringing her into maybe a cameo role.
Oh yeah, no, no, no.
No.
Actually, I can see a title: Star Wars Episode 10: Battle of the Mary Sues.
No, I want to jump off a cliff. Please don't do that.
You
It's
jump
not
off the
up to
cliff and be
me.
like, "Hey,
If
would
it
you
was
help
up to
me?"
me, it would have been Star Wars Episode 7: Jedi Academy. Would see Luke Skywalker training the next generation of Jedi. We would have had Kyle Katarn on the fucking screen being a badass, a battle master that he was supposed to be, just like in the games.
T jumps
But
off
they
the
butch.
cliff and she looks back at like Lucasfilm and says, "Good journey."
And you can send them a 4-leaf clover. They'll be like, yeah, Tori was here.
Yeah, that would be great. I like that idea about Jedi Academy. I could just see that Luke and having Brie Larson and Ray, and then just whooping their butts trying to teach them how to use the Force. Now
Yeah,
that
it's like.
I would love to see.
And if they try to like Mary Sue themselves out of a situation, you get Han Solo going, "That's not how the Force works." And yeah, well, that's like beyond hopeful thinking. But anyway, look, that is all in my fan fiction. So when I put it all together, I promise to try at least showcase it on my channel. And if Article 13 screws me over, I'll upload it on the Fandom Collective.
So, since you're saying Article 13, tell us a little bit about what you're experiencing over there with that.
Right now, nothing. There's nothing. Article 13 has been voted for, but I checked the video on Josiah Rises, and basically, the people in Europe that voted for this, they weren't informed. Now, I don't believe that, and it doesn't mean that I'm discrediting Josiah, but I don't believe that politicians didn't read the article. But then again, I'm looking at politics in Europe, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. So, it's twofold, okay? I don't think that they were very much prepared and well, basically informed on what Article 13 was going to entail and what it was going to be doing. And now, apparently, I heard Sweden is like, we want to take this back. We're not agreeing with it. Germany, the same thing. And I hope that that's the case, because if that is the case, then the actual politicians that voted for it can actually take it back. I think that, if this all comes into fruition, there's going to be another platform. There's going to be another, like YouTube like platform. There's going to be another way. There's always another way, and we will find a way to upload stuff despite all of this copyright shit and stuff. They're basically trying to control everything. They want to make money off of our memes, off of our creativity, and if they can't, they will censor us and they will take our creations away. That's what they want to do. And I feel bad for guys like Mahler, for example, because he's in Wales and he spends a lot of time. He has a lot of content that Article 13 would consider as copyrighted, and it's kind of sad, but I really believe that there will be, a kickback or rebellion. Keep the internet free. You can spy my home, but you cannot search my internet history,
Yeah, if they want to look in my house, I got something to show them. Believe me. I've got something to show.
Well,
Yeah.
Flip, I just wanted to tell you while I have a chance, because I can't type as fast as all these people, and I'm on my little phone trying to get stuff out while I'm in a chat room. And I just wanted to say what excellent job you're doing for the Phantom Collective. And I really appreciate it when you put my little videos out there that to let people know, because mine never hit 4 minutes unless I would do a ramble on thing, and mine aren't usually that way. But I wanted to let you know that you guys are doing an excellent job. I support all of you, and I really appreciate that you're taking the time to do this. We all do. Rant, you're doing an excellent job, bro. Hang in there. I'm uh, I'm getting close to 200, which I never thought I would. I'm like at 162, and it's
Rant,
amazing.
Rant hit 200, by the way, so congrats, actually, because I just saw it now.
Thank you, bro.
Damn, nice, dude. Hey, I want to address you, T, real quick before you go on with Rant and Katarn. And I know I speak for Rant and Katarn and many of the people out there who are on YouTube. You are an amazing presence yourself. I mean, just an absolute amazing presence. You're sweet. You're good. You try to watch everyone's video. You comment, and I know it's impossible to do it. You know, it's so impossible. I couldn't possibly look at everyone's video. And I mean, I've literally tried, and it's just not possible. But we appreciate you too. We really do. You're doing
Yeah.
awesome.
I
Yeah,
appreciate seeing your comments on every one of my videos. It means that you take time to look at my content, and I promise to be a little more prominent on this. Uh, so I appreciate the fact that you take time to even take like a second of our content. Thank you, and I speak, I believe, for all of us. Thank you, T.
yes, yes. I gotta say thank you again too, just because like you are like number one. You know what I mean? Like you're the best. You're always commenting, and I always try to make sure to watch all of your videos too, and share them.
It's a community thing. It's that you are literally. I think all four of us do this, but we're all trying to get it to be a cohesive thing to where we're all stuck together and we stay together. And you're just like a perfect example of that. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
I try, because it's really important to me to let you guys know that you have support out here. And I try to get to all the live streams. I usually don't, but at least I can get to watch the replay and leave you guys comments, because, like I said, on my channel, I know how it's important to me that people comment, and I really, really appreciate it, because it's like gives me an idea of what you guys like, what I'm doing. If it's in my own little way, I put out my little I don't do a lot of talking. I'm trying to get better at it. I feel a little bit uncomfortable, and that's why I've been trying to get on streams and get used to it, to make more voiceover videos. But I just want to know how much you guys all mean to me and this community, because the only thing that I have is like working home, working home. And you guys have become like my second family. And you do not know how much I appreciate all of you, and for you to take the time to look at my videos and include me. And I just wanted to let you guys know how special you guys all are to me.
You know, T. Some of your videos are genuinely funny as hell.
Yeah.
Tell ya.
Like
It's not hard to
that
like.
dancing one.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not hard to like stuff like that. Yeah, I mean we're a small community, but we're growing. And every day I look up and I can't believe how many more we're getting. Like, for the past month and a half, every other weekend we've gone up 100 followers on the collective Twitter. And I'm like, every time that happens, I'm like, motherfucker, why can't that be my channel?
Right?
but
I
it's
know. It's
awesome.
like, come on, I want to hit 200. Please let me hit 200. I'm just
But
amazed that I have as many people there as I do. It's like totally shocking, and I have like 400 followers on Twitter, and it's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
When
freaking
I
awesome.
hit 300 followers, I was like, I know what it feels like to be King Leonidas.
Yeah,
I just
300.
love it when I see a whole bunch of comments on a video. It makes my whole day. It's like, oh wow, wow. I'm going through my thing going, oh, somebody commented. Oh, this is cool. I just love this. It's just
Yeah.
puts a smile on my face all the time. And Flip, your comments just crack me up. I love it.
I try to make it like you're opening up a little bit of a dirty present.
Oh man, a dirty present.
There's another skit. We're gonna have to do that one.
Oh, I'm afraid. I'm very afraid what would be in that box.
You should be. You should be.
You
Oh
will
man.
be. You will be.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I think on Twitter and like you said, that you keep going up 100, and even on the Phantom Collective, more and more. I think as Disney comes out with everything that they've accrued under their umbrella, I think you're going to find a whole lot more unity, and it just won't be Star Wars. It just won't be Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling if they touch Deadpool, if you want to see a reaction, you're going to see a reaction.
Oh, didn't think of that. That's true. Yeah, it seems like you're saying that the more that they mess up other franchises like Marvel and definitely Deadpool, I see that, and X-Men. Yeah, I could see that. Sure.
So
Well,
we'll all be joining together because people are going to go, what the heck is happening to everything? And it'll all be under the Disney umbrella. And I think that's why you're seeing the massive jump, because people are going, what the hey are you doing?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we'll definitely, that gives me the thought process to make sure we're reaching out to like just more and more franchises too. I mean, we're not limited in any way to Star Wars. Just it seems that that's where it started. So a lot of people who are mainly Star Wars fans gravitate there. But as you can see, we post just about anything that's pop culture. So
Yeah, and that's what I'm seeing because nobody knows. I mean, you have to go digging to see what Disney has acquired and what umbrella, because a lot of people don't know that this group or that group or this franchise or that franchise is now under the Disney umbrella because the corporation is keeping it under that name and not letting people know it's affiliated with Disney. And as more and more people find out and see their franchises or the different things start showing up SJW, they're going to be going, what the hey are you doing?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. My
True.
wife and I watched this TV show, Legacies. It's a spinoff from the originals and Vampire Diaries. And these two guys were starting to get into it. Like they're going back and forth. And this girl gets up. She's like, okay, I got to get away from this toxic masculinity. I was like, are you kidding me?
oh,
It's on TV now. Like it is on TV, everybody. It's on TV. I was
you,
actually going to do a video about it, but I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why you're seeing the increasing jump on all of this because as time progresses, I have a funny feeling that the Phantom Collective and the Phantom Menace are going to be incorporating a whole branch of people that aren't affiliated with Star Wars. And they will be going, what are you doing? Why are you trashing
they're
something that's near
they're
and
just
dear to my heart?
they're giving a platform to people that aren't even fans. I predicted this as far as 2012, and when I went into the theaters, and Rant and Flip know the story. I've said this like over 1,000 times, but basically when I went into theaters in 2015 to see The Force Awakens, I was excited and I was a fan. And the girls that rejected me in high school and the guys that bullied me as well, when I saw them in the theater, I'm like, get out. And they were like, but it's all inclusive and stuff. I'm like we're such fans of Star Wars. We love it. I said, you're fans of Star Wars. How can you be fans of Star Wars? You made fun of Star Wars. And they said, for us, it's a pastime activity. I mean, to you, it's your life. I said, yeah. If it's not your life, what are you doing here? I said, I mean, do you know how many times I've watched the original trilogy and the prequels to come and sit through this movie? And they were like, I haven't seen the prequels. I said, you haven't seen the prequels? And this other chick said, what's the original trilogy? I looked at her and I said, oh my God, get out, get out. I swear, when I die, I'm going to haunt you. They were like, oh my God, Katarn, you're taking this too personal. I mean, like, it's just a movie. I said, no, 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 no. How can this be just a movie? I mean, like, Grease is just a movie, Fast and Furious.
That's not true.
Okay,
Grease is
right.
also
No,
good.
you're right. Grease is amazing. Okay, it's the only musical that I'll accept to see. But like, yeah, Fast and Furious is just a movie. Expendables, which I love, yeah, it's just a movie. Star Wars is an ideology. And then those soy milk fed gimps out there, those beta males that were like, yeah, we're fans now. They went and they claim and they love The Last Jedi. I'm like, okay, how can you like this movie? I said, well, it's canon. And I said, if you saw Chewbacca eating shit, would you accept it because it's canon? They were like, pretty much. And at first I got mad. I mean, I told the story to Flip. I said, I was mad, but then I'm like, I'm happy. And, Flip told me, why are you happy? I said, listen, if that's what it takes, if they're so submissive, cool. I mean, like, I could go after their wives or their girlfriends, and it'll be like, it's canon now. I slept with your girlfriend. They'll be like, okay, yeah, I guess so. I said, this was Ryan Johnson's vision. I had to sleep with your girlfriend. It'll be like, okay, yes, I guess so. If Ryan Johnson said so, I cannot say no,
There you go. It's like, I'd like to teach the world to say. Oh my God.
Let's all hold hands.
Yes, please. You're hurting my feelings. Where's my almond milk? Oh my God.
Please, I need a hug. I need a safe space. Oh, please give me my crayons and my coloring book. Oh my God.
Look
That
at
And I'm
actually
there,
sounds
I'm like,
good.
gonna cry.
I'm there with a lighter, and I'm like, fuck your safe space.
Well,
Fire.
not the crayons in the coloring book, right? We can keep those, right?
Yeah, I said the safe space. I love coloring
Rant.
myself.
Okay.
Because Rant's
All right,
in the
I'm
corner
just-
over there coloring it. Oh,
Are there
Yeah.
mazes? Are there mazes in the coloring book too? Pop-up
You know who
section.
likes you guys all know who likes crayons and coloring books, right?
George Lucas.
I was waiting for it, bro. I was waiting.
It took me a minute to get it where I was supposed to.
Oh, it just cracks me up because when I kept reading this stuff about on campuses and stuff that they have to have their little safe space, and it's like, safe space. What the heck is a safe space?
Well,
You're in
safe space.
You
Sorry,
know,
go ahead.
you're in college. It's rough and tumble. Get the ideas out there. Discuss. Open your minds up. I mean, it's like, safe space. Are you two? What?
I would give anything to be back in college right now because most of the guys, especially in my country, it doesn't make me happy to say this, but in my country, most of the guys have become very, very soy based. They're like, we should be very more sensitive and respect girls and stuff. And I said, okay, you're making it so much easier for me. And what is sad is that they were not soy based. A long time ago, they had a bit of testosterone under, the in their balls. They were testosterone a long time ago, and I said, okay, yeah, teen years. Uh, Obviously, you're going to have some urges and stuff, and now they don't have urges. They'll be like, baby, I'm going to come to bed as long as I drink my almond soy-based milk, and and that's
I'm
what it
sorry.
is. No, I am. You have no idea. If you're sorry, you have no idea what it's like. I see my peers here, and I'm like, I'm Greek, and I'm the only one saying, I'm Greek. And when I think of this, I feel like I'm Leonidas. I even have the scar on my left eye, from 300. I'm like, yeah, I'm Greek. And I see some of my peers, I'm like, I said Greek, not the Greeks that you want to be. They're like, why? But it was so sensitive.
I'm sorry. Give me toxic masculinity any day. I mean, I'm sorry, but the eye candy in 300, I was sitting there and my jaw was dropping on the floor and there was drool coming out of my mouth. What can I say?
Well,
You know, I
apparently now that's a bad thing now. I mean, like we don't want abs. We want you to be sensitive for who you are. Oh,
okay,
oh.
that's who I am. You can take it or leave it, but God bless full on males. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous anymore. And I don't know if any of you guys saw the video that SC Reviews did about uh the what is it? That the how many males are abstaining from dating and having sex now. And it's like, gee, guys, USJWs are getting
But it's good. I'm happy that this is happening because this means less competition for me in Flip. I mean, like
Nice.
you
you
want.
know,
I mean, like you could steal a guy's girl. You could be like, "Hey there, big man." It'll be like, "Hey, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you." I'm like, "Hey, look what I've got. I'll pro soy milk." They're like, "Oh goody, oh goody." I want something in exchange. What? I want your woman. Yeah, okay, you can have her. I wasn't banging her anyway. I was just
okay.
respecting her. I was respecting her. I'll be like, "Hey,
Well,
come here, mama."
I mean, come on.
Come here, baby.
I mean, come on, with Aquaman, let's face it. The guys wanted to see the girl and the girls wanted to see Jason Momoa. I
Yep,
mean, let's face it. That man is just
he's a hunk. He's a jockey. What
yes,
is a
I'm sorry. And it's like the Avengers. Okay, I like buffed out guys. What can I say? But I
yeah?
also, I like Spider-Man and he's not buffed out, but he's a human being with real problems and real things going on, and that's the flip side of it.
The flip
But
side.
yeah, the flip side.
Hey, you should
But
watch a movie
it's
called Bedazzled. T.
oh, I have seen Bedazzled.
Is that part where he's crying because of the sunset?
Oh man.
uh,
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
but it's just crazy because I listen to all this going, well, it's the story, it's the characters, it's the way this. Oh, bull! You want to go see this great big hunk that's got muscles popping out of everywhere? Come on, let's be real here, honey. And the guys are like, yeah, it was an okay. Oh, bull! You can't tell me that you didn't like what you were watching on the screen. You can't tell me that you went to the movie for the intellectual value of seeing Holly Berry. Come on, guys, get real.
Well, yeah, things have changed, and I'm telling you right now, if I was 10 years younger, I would have been having a ball right now because, well, I'd have two actually, not just one ball, as opposed to my peers right now. And it makes me, at the same time, it makes me sad because, sometimes you do need a wingman that isn't fed on soy, but at the same time, you're like, hey, look at this. I have my entire harem. And girls, I do believe it now, they're looking for more masculine men. And you know what? Right now, I'm not dating, and I do not intend on dating because I'm like, okay, you wanted someone that was sensitive, and I'm going to be doing a mix. When I'm going to be doing my soy boy voice, I'm going to mix Eddie Murphy when he makes fun of women, and that very sensitive voice that Eddie Murphy does. Sorry, and Zero the Hutt. So I'm going to try and blend that in. So like. They wanted guys that were sensitive, and they took it to the next level. So yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. I am. A long time ago, I was like, "Where are the men?" And I'm like, "I'm a guy, so where are the ladies?" And they're like, "They're looking for men." That is good. But I'm
Uh,
not dating. I'm not dating because they were looking for something different. They were looking, for the jocks and stuff. I wasn't a jock. I was forced to become one in a sense that hey, it was the mentality that drove me to think like this. And now they want sensitivity and stuff. Go ahead, go for your sensitivity. Fine, it's fine. I don't care. Sensitive is good. Go ahead. I mean, like I always wanted to see girls make out anyway. So yeah, it's pretty much the same thing right now.
Well, you know what gets me is they can't see beyond that because I know some very, very masculine men, and they are men, but they treat their wives and their girlfriends
Like
completely
queens.
different. Yes. And
No,
Whiplash.
see,
no.
that's not what they're getting here because it's like you're forgetting that masculine men have a very sensitive side and very protective side
But
when
that's
it
what it's supposed
comes
to be,
to
you
their
know?
women. But they
Yeah.
they totally overlook that part of it. And it's like you are missing out on something that is so special that you can't tell me that you wouldn't feel proud of your husband or your boyfriend, that if someone disrespected you, they would stand up for you instead of running away going, "Oh, I can't get involved. I can't get involved."
Oh,
Not me,
and then
not me.
you hear and then you hear these SJWs going like, no, my boyfriend is sensitive. He's very protective of me. I'm talking about SJW men. But the thing is, I have grown very alienated. I have been very desensitized in the sense that, you know, because yeah, we take a toll on the men. We say that that have gotten very soft, but the women have become very harsh too. They have become more hateful. They have become more spiteful. And when I sit back and I look at my ex and I see what my relationship was, I see a lot of hate. I see a lot of. I see her being very desensitized, and I know that her first cousin watches my videos, and I hope that he gets this. Your cousin is a bitch. Okay, yeah, I hope he got this. Okay, she is a horrible person. I hope that she relays this, and I hope that she comes for me because she's going to slam against an iron wall. You see, um, when people tell you, and I'm saying this for everyone involved, if you are in a relationship, okay, and people tell you, for example, hey T, I love your personality, and you're upbeat and alive, okay, you're not, like a dead zombie or something, okay, you're expressive. And when someone comes to you and says, hey, I love the fact that you're expressive, but when we're with my friends or my family, I need you to dial it down a tad. If they tell you basically to manipulate your personality and dial down who you are as a person just so that they can fit their narrative, you can set them on fire. And you can say, if they're burning alive, they'll be like, what are you doing? And you can say, I'm sorry, General's orders.
Well,
And you can
sure,
redirect them
you
to me.
definitely are. If you're
Well,
going to be
you
the
know
type of
what gets me. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, in some cases you might need to dial it down. I mean, you wouldn't want to bring Motley Crue into your living room when you're having dinner with them. Fucking orgy all of a sudden. In that case, dialing down just a little bit works.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Did Flip tell you actually what? I don't know if you caught this. Do you remember Flip the other time? Uh, I called him on Hangouts and he was hanging out with his family, specifically his daughter and his mother. And the dialing down basically applies to this. And I was like, "Hey, Flip," and he's like, "Hey, I'm with my family. I'm sitting at the dinner table." I'm like, "Hey, Flip, have you ever?"
He didn't hear a word I said. He didn't hear a damn word.
I'm like, "Hey, Flip, have you ever sneezed so hard spinal fluid shot out your ass?" It's like, dude, I'm with my family. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Hello. How are you? Are you enjoying your dinner? And they're like, not anymore. I am not. Yeah. So,
Well,
so dialing it down in these cases, yeah, it makes sense.
Oh
but
man.
for me, what the SJWs aren't getting is, I'm sorry, I'm feminine. I like being a woman. I've enjoyed being a woman all my life. It's the only thing I know how to be. I like to be treated as a lady. I expect to be treated as a lady. And I think they're missing the point when it comes to that. It's all in the perception of if you wanted to be treated a certain way, you have to, I don't want to say control, that's not the word I'm looking for, but your actions and the way you carry yourself is
Control
the
is
way
the right
you
word.
will be treated. And
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I am a woman, I am a lady, and I want to be treated as such.
yeah.
But see, they
Well,
they
I
they want to say that if you're a man and you want to be a woman, that they're going to treat you with respect and this, that, and the other. I mean, they say if you want to be if you're a woman and you want to be a man, they're going to treat you like a man. But then in the same breath, they're like, oh well, we're going to allow trans people to go in the like a man to go into the woman's bathroom, but that disrespects the females, especially the children. See, it's a
yeah.
backwards way of thinking.
Or another thing, you cannot have a pastor go to school and teach religion because it's too radical, but you can have a trans person, an obvious dude with a beard wearing a woman's clothes and teaching kids that, hey, it's okay to transition even now. It's happening in Sweden, it's happening everywhere. And I'm telling you that when this happens in Greece, and I already see it happening, I was in the army when, the gay pride passed by our monument, the one that we were guarding, and gay pride guys, I saw this guy with a beard, long hair, wearing a pink dress that didn't fit him because he was a huge guy, okay, and he came to take a picture by my soldiers, and I said, you're not going to take a picture, and he said, are you disrespecting me? I said, you're disrespecting my men, okay? They're not meant to be taking pictures with you. And they said, this is discrimination and you're sexist. And I said, okay, first of all, I know what sex I am. I'm a man. What are you? Do you know what you are? And he said, I can't believe you're doing this. I'm like, God, oh my God, you're so mean. And I said, yeah, you're definitely not a man. Okay, biologically, you've got the XY chromosome, but organically, it's completely different with what you are right now. Basically, they tried. They wanted to take pictures. They wanted to. There were these gay guys, lesbian women. They came to our monument, and they were making out in front of the cameras and in front of my soldiers. And it was disgraceful. It was disgraceful, and it would have been just as disgraceful if I saw a heterosexual couple making out. Because when you're going to a monument that is guarded with honor and has such a heavy backstory to it and history, and you go and defile it with your presence because you want to splay out your sexual preferences, be it straight or gay or whatever, it's just disrespectful. That day, I remember I got called back in HQ, and he said my my officer said that you should not engage with these people. I said no, we should engage. We should basically stand for ourselves. And he said, listen, son, you're right, but the thing is that you cannot win with these people. You cannot argue and win. Okay, they are not normal. And he said that just back off. And I said, look at all of the pictures that they're taking, and they're basically disgracing our monument and our soldiers. And he said, there's nothing that we can do. And I said, we have to stand up. I understood what he said, but we need to stand up because I have no problem with gay people. One of my best friends is a homosexual, okay? But the thing is that he's not gay as in faggot. Okay, I'm going to say the words of these nice, colorful words that the English dictionary can supply for me. He's not going to come all along and, tra la la, tra la lee. Oh my God, hey George, how are you? Oh, hey Katarn, hey Flip, hey Rand. He's not going to be a faggot about it. He's going to be like, yeah, okay, yes, we can do this, we can do that. Yeah, I'm going to help you. I'm going to transfer what I owe to you. Yeah, your money and stuff. Yeah, and stuff. He'll be like normal. And at the end of the day, he's going to be like, hey, what are you going to do later? I'm going to go and have a beer. I'm going to go suck some dick. Okay, see you later. That's it. End of story. And that I respect because he's like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to go full on faggot. That yeah, is acceptable. Why does this man respect me as an individual, respect my preference, and those other, we have a word in Greek, lugrite. Yeah, basically faggot. Okay, why do those other faggots get to faggot around, and I have to respect that? These faggots disrespect respectable homosexual people, homosexual lesbians, homosexual gay guys. It's truly saddening. And
Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna snipe me after this, but I'll be like, okay, yeah, come here and fight like a man. I'll be like, yeah, no, I can't do that.
You're disrespecting us.
Yeah, I'll be like, come here and fight like a man. It'll be like, okay, Helga, and you'll see this 200-pound fat Dutch German chick that's gonna come and beat me down.
Hey, watch out for them fat 200-pound Dutch women. Whoa.
Yeah, well, I was in Namibia, and they were huge, and I'm talking about the white women. Black women there were more feminine. So here's your diversity, USGWs. Here's your diversity. White people were bad, and black people and everyone else of color was great. It'll be like, oh my god, I just love Qatar so much, so diverse. Oh my god. So sorry about my rant, but this is the rants channel, so I guess this was the proper protocol.
I'm going
Yes,
to tell
it
you
is,
right
man.
now, Katarn, we're going to have to do a skit with your gay voice. It's going to happen.
Of course, of course. Excellent,
be
of course. I would
spectacular.
love to. I would so love to. No, there's a difference between gay voice and a faggot's voice. This is a faggot's voice. I'm so proud.
Two snaps in Z formation.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You look so cute in that, honey. Oh my gosh, does it come in a size Z?
For Zorro.
Fabulous.
Oh, we are, and I cannot believe it. There are some people out there that desensitize us so much. Where's my almond milk?
You know, at this point, guys, and T, we are we're getting to a point where it's they're trying to limit us. Stephanie Janichat getting hit with 400 sub loss the other day, and all of us not getting notifications out, and things like that. Eventually, we're gonna have to do something so shocking, something so profoundly shocking that they have to notice us eventually.
Yeah.
Well, look, we do not want to be a mob. We do not want to be categorized as, like
No,
trolls
not a
or.
mob. No, just something that everyone's like, holy shit, did you see what these idiots did? And then it's not about what we did, it's about our message after that. But I'm just saying that even if we don't plan it, it's going to happen. What are you saying, T?
No, I was just when you said the Z part, it reminded me of George Hamilton and Zorro the Gay Blade.
You know what's funny is I liked that movie when I was a kid. I didn't understand what gay meant. I was just like thinking it was cool that he was like a swordsman and shit. As I grew up and got older, I still respect the movie, but it's because it's funny.
Oh, I love that movie. It's hilarious.
Well, that's the thing. If gay people or faggots, because I do not want to put gay people in the same category. There's some people that are normal that have a different sexual preference to me, for example. But when a faggot and a straight guy or girl can act like a faggot. But the thing is, when you see an over-the-top faggot, production where they act like super faggots, it's funny. It is funny. And I'm saying the word faggot because when Article 13 strikes, when I say faggot, dead. Qatar's gonna be dead. I'm using all of these colorful words right now while I can because when push comes to shove, you're gonna be like, "Where's Qatar?" And you'll see me hanged or somewhere drowned in my bathroom with some glitter on my face.
No, but I agree. I mean, I've got gay friends, and one time when one of my buddies came out to me one night, and I had a wonderful night, but I'll never talk about it again. Just kidding.
Well, yeah. Well, that's
or
like
is
me.
he?
It's. I was single for such a long time, and I had some very, very nice gay friends, and they were actually a couple of them were roommates, but these guys were like buff, and I mean buff. These guys would, you wouldn't want to fight with them, and I think it's just hilarious because they didn't push it in people's faces. It's like you knew it's okay. You have your lifestyle. I have my lifestyle.
They weren't
And you go
flamboyant.
on about, yeah, you go on about your business and everybody could still be friends. What's the big deal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it
The
reminds me
word
of
you're
like
looking
one
for,
time.
Katarn. Flamboyant. But back to
Yeah,
to
that's right.
thank you.
That's right. I had this incident where I had this very very extremely flamboyant gay friend of mine, but he was gay. He was a faggot as a faggot could be. I mean, like he was like 100% fag, okay? And but the thing is that he had respect for me because he said, is there any way that I can no. I'm like, okay, this thing is meant for other things, not your thing, okay? He's like, okay, okay. And this one time he said, okay, I'm going to tell you one thing. He was drunk off his ass. I was trying to drag him through the desert all the way back to the motel that he was working. And he said he was drunk off his ass. It was like, Katarn, I have to tell you one thing that you need to understand as a man. And I said, what is it? He said, dick is so good. You should not give it to anyone. You should not just give it just like that. If you knew how good dick was, you wouldn't be going off of the next skank and giving me to it for free. And I was like, oh my God. I said, the drunk faggot is onto something. I said, oh my God, you're a genius. He said, I know, that's why I love dick. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's up to you, man. And it's like, no, but if you seriously knew how good dick was, you wouldn't be giving it anywhere. You would have been keeping it in a golden cage. And I'm like, okay. And at first I was laughing my ass off, and then he made a lot of sense. And we guys are to blame because we just give it left, right, and center. But now there's going to be nothing to give because you'll be
For
like,
practice.
Yeah, I need more practice. So
Rant,
I
I
mean,
hope you have an age restriction on on this right now.
I actually don't. I'm gonna have to put one on afterwards.
you can fix it. You can fix it,
oh,
and you can put it. This is rating K for Qatar.
see, I thought you were saying an age restriction on his penis. Okay,
No.
I gotcha.
Well,
Oh,
that's true because that could get you into trouble.
Oh,
Well,
I'm happily married. I'm good.
Or I can just see in the chat disclaimer.
Like, look, I complete disclaimer. I completely support you, faggot. I completely support the gay community. I mean, you know what? We have this saying here in Greece: "Do not fear of offending gay people because they already know they are." Okay, it's just in your head, and I know. Okay, and if you're respectable of it, and you don't take me out of context, you'll know that I'm not making fun. Okay, and basically, this is what it's like being a friend of mine. They're going to make fun of me for, I don't know, being a Star Wars fan and being an over obsessive nerd that bitches about The Last Jedi and doesn't get tail like ever. And I'm going to be making fun of you, for example, if you're my gay friend. I'm going to make fun of the fact that you like dick. I'm going to consider it funny. Okay? If you're like, I don't know, a lumberjack, I'm going to be like, hey, how's that morning wood coming up? Or if you, I don't know, this is
Stop it.
what being a friend is. When people make fun of their friends and stuff, or fun of anyone, making satire, people have lost their sense of humor, and I'm not going to silence my voice. Okay, I'm not desensitized, okay, and I can see a lot of soy boys right now crying like he's attacking the LGBTQ community. Oh my God!
Go to bed.
But I know where I stand, and I believe this panel knows where it stands, so that's why I'm confident.
Hell
And
yeah,
in
man.
3 years from now, some SJW is going to hunt down every single live stream I've done, and he's going to take this chat that we're doing right now and take it out of context. That's when I'll know I'm successful.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, I just find it funny because when I was growing up, I was a big nerd. I was into Star Wars, Star Trek, Tolkien, I studied Latin in high school, dead language, and
Oh yeah.
it was very hard because there wasn't that many people around me that even understood anything about Star Trek or Star Wars or any of that. I'd be talking, and I think I came from a planet far, far away. It was like that's
Yep.
the way it was. And now it's evolved to where us nerds rule the world. Ha 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 ha. And
Yes.
it's a nice twist because I felt really alienated because I was talking and these people had like glazed over eyes. I mean, the minute I'd start talking about that, it was like, okay, I just lost you because you have no idea in the world what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that's my enjoyment now because everybody can get excited about it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's like anime. I was into anime long before anime was popular. And I'd be saying, "Oh, I saw this," and they'd look at me like, "What?" And I said, "Japanese anime." And
yeah.
they're like, "What is
Who's
that?"
that? They'll be like, "Who's anime?"
Yeah, I've done that joke. I did that
But
joke to my cousin yesterday. He couldn't get it for like 5 minutes.
yeah, I completely get it. But at the same time, this could be me. I'm speaking for myself. At the same time, we're happy that our favorite hobbies and movies and culture is getting popular now. I cannot not express some hidden leftover anger that me and obviously a lot of fans have for the treatment that they got for this love. Okay, for example, you would see guys that loved Star Wars and get bullied for it at school, and the same bullies, like my case, would come to them and say, "Hey, Force Awakens was so good." I'd be like, "Shut up. You don't know what you're saying." And they'd come to me and they'd say, "Oh my God, the original trilogy is shitty." And there's one guy, I hadn't talked to him ever, but I knew that he was talking smack about me all these years. And then he suddenly comes up to me and says, "What did you think about The Last Jedi?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I thought it sucked because, it was. Yeah, I don't want to get into this, but I thought it sucked." So basically, he started talking Star Wars to me. Uh, Good enough so he could understand some of the things that I was saying, but stupid enough for me to know that he was an idiot and didn't know about Star Wars. He knew just enough so that he could understand and get the criticism that he so deserved. So basically, he said, The Last Jedi was amazing. So basically, it boiled down to this. I'm like, why do you think it's amazing? So then his flamboyant soy boy voice came out from this deep interior and is like, "Because the visuals were so awesome, Qatar, how could you not see this? Oh my God, they were breathtaking." I'm like, "Yeah, they were breathtaking, but explain to me why the story sucked." Like, it didn't suck. Luke Skywalker was completely justified. And I'm like, "Have you seen the original trilogy?" "Oh, don't get me started on the original trilogy." I'm like, "Yeah, it's awesome, right?" "No, no, no. The visuals are shitty. I'm not taking the original trilogy into account." And when he said that, that's when my eyes started twitching, and I was trying to think of an alibi because I said, if I go for homicide, I'm going to need a very, very good lawyer and a very good case at court. And he said,
Oh,
the visuals were shitty, and that's why the sequel trilogy is best. I said, "Get out! Leave this place!
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper! Get the fuck out of
okay,
here!"
I have a question for you guys. In the next 10 years, we know how this is all progressing. I don't know how long it's going to last, but what do you foresee coming for film in the next 10 years? And I'll Flip, you want to start it?
Yeah, sure, sure. I'm dusting my room and cleaning up while I'm listening to you guys going on. And Katarn, uh, your stories, man, awesome today. Yeah, sure. Where's it going? Let's see. I think that it's going to keep going the way it's obviously going. I think it's going to ultimately culminate in people not going to movies and waiting for Blu-rays, DVDs, or watching them on torrent services so they don't have to pay. I have actually seen the last few movies that I swore I would never see, or at least pay for. I've seen them in ways where I did not have to pay. And I will continue that trend. I think more and more, that more angry we get, the more frustrated we get, the more our masses will grow. And I see them getting just as determined and stubborn as us and continuing to attack our IPs and franchises and doing the exact same thing they've been doing and more and more and more. They've ruined Lethal Weapon. They put it on TV, made it a stupid show. They've
Yep.
just
What
about
about Jurassic
everything.
Park?
Jurassic World, yeah. And they're going to continue. But ultimately, I think it's going to culminate just about the time I'm going to die is when the shit's going to get fixed. Because that's my fucking luck,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
Okay, Rant, what do you think's going to happen?
We're gonna get constant reboots of reboots. Probably like 20 years from now, we'll get a whole bunch of reboots, and lots of superhero movies. That's what I think.
Okay, General, what do you think's going to happen?
Well, what I think is basically we're going to be living in a New Hope scenario where basically good movies are going to be a thing of the past. And guys like me and Rand and Flip is going to be like in Yoda years. He's going to be very advanced and he's also going to go crazy. But
Let's include
I'm
the
just
old guy.
yeah. Master Flip. Looking for good movies, are you? And he'll be like, old Yoda and crazy and stuff. And he'll be just as wise. But the thing is that we're going to be at a time where basically we're going to tell kids that are going to be like, Uncle Katarn, because there's no way that I'm going to be grandpa not at this rate. But basically, they're going to be like, so what happened to good movies? I'm going to be like, for over, I don't know, 100 years, movies were good until the dark times, until the soining. And they'll be like, what's the soining, Uncle Qatar? I'll be like, basically, it's when good movies go to die after reboot and reboots and reboots. And what Rant and Flip basically said, but basically, I'm going to be the one telling them a story. I'll be like, so let me tell you the tale of when movies were fucking awesome. I'll be like, there was Rocky, and there was, Schwarzenegger's Terminator series, and I'm not talking. And they'll be like, are you talking about Genesis? I'm not talking about fucking Genesis. I'm talking about the masterpieces 1 and 2. They'll be like, okay, I'm sorry. And I'll be telling them basically stories of good film, and basically it's going to be a good thing. What I foresee is that movies are going to become so shitty that they're going to look back in the past and they're going to be like, how the hell did we get from that, looking at 1970s and 80s, to this? And I don't see any improvement. Okay, I do not see any improvement. The politically correct course that Hollywood is taking is not going to stop anytime soon. That is a given. It's not going to stop. But it's okay. I'm not going to say that, hey, it's going to get better. It's been going bad for a very long time now. And Hollywood is the kind of, has the hive mind collective of being very liberal, very progressive, and anything new that comes around is what they're going to promote. So, for example, in the future, if it's cool or hip for Hollywood standards to become conservative again and make good movies like they used to, for example, and I'm saying conservative in the fact that, hey, we've blown up identity politics, let's just try something new, and for them something new is going to be something old. So by our own standards, if it's cool for them to actually make movies for us by our own standards that we have now, if it becomes cool and hip for Hollywood and it's promoted by Hollywood, that's what they're going to do. Hollywood dictates trends. And I believe that that's not going to change anytime soon. I'm going to be old Uncle Qatar that's going to be telling kids stories of how movies were good.
Cool.
Yes, and
Okay,
the nights
Flip,
of the
you just
YouTube.
okay, Flip, you just got your part 1 and part 2 of a story that that you and Rant and General can do about Once Upon a Time, Uncle Qatar.
Once upon a time when movies
Come,
went gay.
children, gather round.
Gather around.
That
Let me
would be a
tell you.
great video. All you three doing that on a video, going, children,
You
come
know,
to
And
me.
and they'll
that
be
would
like,
be
okay, they'll be like, was Terminator Genesis and Star Trek? Wait, which one was the shitty one? I forget. Okay, or was Independence Day Resurgence one of the good movies? I'll be like, shut the fuck up, kid, because Uncle Rent is in the bush and he's gonna come and take you. Okay, don't be spewing out any bullshit. Okay, I've
and a
been at this.
Qatar in the hand is worth one in the bush. Just saying.
I'll be like, ask Uncle Flip. He's been a long time. You will seek and you will find the knowledge and the answers to your questions there. I'll be like, but Uncle Flip's crazy. Shut up, kids.
It's writing it itself. Now all you got to do is make it, guys.
The problem
Oh
is that
yeah,
we live so
if we
far
call,
away from each other, and the only thing that we ever like, we all want to do things like this. You know, when we do collabs, it's all about let's cool ideas like this. We might be able to work it out, though. We might be able to do something.
it's
I
easy as
think it
long as
would be I think it would be hilarious because it's like, yes, you could start out long ago in a galaxy known as Earth.
Yeah.
in the solar galaxy, in the Andromeda galaxy, or basically,
I'm seeing
we
the
could.
shots in my head. Yeah, we could do dream
you know,
sequences.
you
Qatar.
you can do the third rock from the sun thing. It's like,
Basically, what we can do is basically we can start off a panning shot of Earth, and we can like put some text in there and make CinemaSins go crazy because he hates text in movies. But basically, we can have it like the year 2059, and you can have me like, I don't know, losing my shit because I'm old and stuff, and then you can have Flip completely having it lost, and you can have old Katarn and old Grant talking to kids about how movies were good a long time ago. A long
Yeah,
time ago,
I'll pretend it's
there
my
was
grandkids.
no. Yeah, we could be like, there was no such thing as identity politics in movies, and it'd be like, whoa, is it for real? Yes. Well, if you take a. But since the SJWs took hold of the archive, it is nothing but a memory for the old and a myth for the new. Wow!
yeah.
I'd be
And
like,
then
Gene
Many of us
Stallone.
joined the kingdom of
then you
YouTube
could
and
have
became streaming knights.
see, and then you could have Rant kind of like a Krampus figure, from Christmas time, hiding in the bushes, it's the Rant. He
I'd be
will
like,
come.
the rant, or known as the corrector. What is the corrector? If you talk shit, I'll send you to the bush and he'll set you straight. How? The method is unknown and only known to the Rand. Yeah.
Oh, you guys, I'm enjoying this so much you don't know. I mean, I couldn't type as fast as the ideas I have going through my head right now.
Well, you see, that's the thing. This is why the Rand and Flip and I work so well as a synergy, because basically we're very fluid in our thinking and our ideas. And one of the things is that we do not get offended by things like that, and we're not soy fed. So yeah, we can talk more freely than most with other people. We have to watch sometimes what we say with other people. There have been people on panels that were like, "Hey, you know what? I would really appreciate it if you do not address that," and that's respectable. But I know that if I'm talking to Rant and Flip, I know that I can basically move around as much as I want in my vocabulary, and they can do
See
the
it,
same.
and this is bad because now you're finding out my true personality behind all the nice comments, aren't you?
Where the
Where my
personality
mind.
is, you are the one that's orchestrating all of this. This time it's
See, you're gonna have to be in the skit.
General Catan
You'll be the one who
execute.
points the kids to go to the right people.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, if I was like a dad or most likely an uncle because my cousins have kids right now, and when they're going to grow up, I know my cousins are joking and they're like, "Hey, if we want to send our kids to learn about literature and science or I don't know what," because my cousins, they're bright, but they're not, like me bright in the sense that, hey, I'm not smart, but I'm smarter than my cousins, in the sense that I'm just joking. Thing is that they know that I like to overanalyze stuff whenever. Uh, it comes to these things, and apparently one of my cousins said she has a kid that's like 6 years old going on to seven, and she said that if I wanted to take my kid and like have it learn some things, like an after school like session or lesson, I could take the kid to you because you're great with kids and you're great with conveying knowledge and stuff. I said, try I do. So basically, she's like, you jackass. And so the thing is, I want to be the kind of guy that can teach things in the future. I want to be able to convey my knowledge on these things. And this is why I work so well with Flip and Rant. They get me. They get who or what I do.
Well, humor is a great teacher. I mean, the best teachers I ever had interjected humor so you would learn. And it stuck with you more than the monotone, let's say, open your page to 185 and all the robotic. When you have someone who loves what they do, it it infuses you and you get excited about it.
That would
And
explain why I
You know
people
had
what?
have
sex
You
education.
remind me of my best friend in high school. He basically did that when we were at school. Um, when by the time we were high school seniors, okay, after like 6 years, we have junior high and then high school, and basically we're taught by the same staff of teachers. And by the time we were like senior high, if the professors, the kids had a standard. If the professors didn't like like what do Katarn and Gus. Are they liked by this new professor? And they'd be like, yeah, this new professor is cool by Katarn. Okay, and they enjoy his company, and he's a goofball and he likes to joke around a lot. So basically they'd say if the professor is okay with putting up with my shenanigans and my best friends in high school, they'd be like, okay, that teacher is okay. And if they didn't like us, it'd be like, whoa, you should be very, very cautious because they're not putting up with Katarn's shit.
well,
So
I always found that because it can infuse a love of what you're studying if the teachers go about it the right way. If they're enthusiastic about it, if they enjoy it, if they uh, the love of it comes out instead of I'm here, I'm tenured, I'll be here forever, you can't get rid of me, I don't care if you're in my class or not,
well, you see,
this
that's
is
the
where
thing.
I
We
am.
we try to engage and negotiate our teachers and have an interaction where we could basically learn from one another. And the best conversations that ever happened was not in the books, it was when the teacher closed down the book and we had a lot of talks and stuff. And at the time, I didn't understand politics. I had this one classmate that well, pretended that he did, and he was getting into all these pretentious class politic talk. So basically, that's when I was designing lightsabers, and I have a shit ton of designs thanks to that kid. So credit go to him. But basically, there were a few teachers that we could basically have a lot of conversations on and bounce ideas off one another, and they taught me a lot of things. And those are the kind of things that I would want to convey onto the next generation, onto my nephews and nieces out there, because that's what I want to do. I'm not a teacher, but I want to be one. And guys like Flip and Rant bring the best out of me, and I keep on saying this, but it's true. Actually, that's what they paid me to say.
You weren't supposed to say that, man. You're not supposed to say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
you
sorry. It was on the script. I saw the receipt. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But
I was gonna say you got your $5 from each of them. Okay, hey, that's cool.
yeah, you got your cut, so come on, endorse yourselves. But the thing is that I've known them since October of 2018, and they've been very supportive. And Rand and Flip have known a very much more personal side of myself. I've gone through a horrendous breakup that basically could have Luke Skywalkered me episode 8 style into oblivion, and I could have been this very senile person that, in the sense that, cynical and could have given up on things. But, they taught me that it's okay to be fun. They taught me that it's okay to work on your humor and that there will always be people that appreciate you for who you are. And it's not people that are in close proximity of where I live. It's guys that are miles away. And that goes to show you that, yeah, Twitter works, YouTube works, networking works. And if it weren't for these guys, I don't know where I'd be right now. I wouldn't have this channel. I wouldn't be inspired to do all this content.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you, man. You
and
inspire
I
us too.
appreciate.
Sorry, go ahead.
I
G.
appreciate I appreciate you, Rant, for letting me monopolize your channel. Uh, I shouldn't be doing that because this is your channel. It's like you two need to speak. You and Flip, you've been sitting over there on the side, so um, I appreciate the opportunity of coming on and talking with all you guys and exploring new ideas. And
We're happy
it's
because we asked you a while back, and you said that you weren't sure of coming on, and here you are. And it actually kind of makes me happy that you were encouraged to join our panel finally.
Yeah, I'm really happy to finally have you on, T.
well, it's a little hard for me to do that because usually I have to do, if I do a stream, it's going to have to be in the daytime because I work overnights. So the nighttime ones, I'm starting back to work this next week, and I've been off with an injury and it finally healed up. So you guys are not probably going to see me in a lot of chats. It's going to be after and to comment on your videos. So just know that I work like completely overnights. I don't get home until in the morning. So if I'm going to be on a chat, it's going to have to be like now. So
Right.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Well, look, the fact that you drop in after the stream and you drop a comment, it means that, hey, you've been thinking about us and that you considered, watching some of our content. Now, okay, it's a given that you're not going to watch the entire 1 or 2 hours, but you took the time to comment on it, and it's something that we greatly appreciate.
oh, I try to watch and listen to all of it because if you don't, you miss a lot of nuances that happen if you don't. And
What are
and
you doing, Flip? You're having a heart-to-heart moment right now.
sounds like he's over there. I don't want to say what I'm thinking right now. Okay, we'll just move on.
I'm trying my new lightsaber diode inside. I put a new LED. It looks deeper, doesn't it?
It does.
I can't. I can see you guys, but is there anybody still left in the chat? We forgot about all the people in the chat.
Digital pollution's still there. I hope Mox Rocks is still on there.
Hey, and if I offended any one of you, you should know it's not personal. I think, yeah, digital pollution, Max Rocks, digital pollution. Hey,
Starvo
by the way, I
King.
wanted to say hello to all of you guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, you guys are still there. Hey, it's awesome. I want to engage the comment section. So, hey, if you put up with my shenanigans, you are heroes because I'm full of shit.
And thank you for listening to me rant about the SJWs because I never get to, and I try to be nice, but it's getting to the point where it's very, very hard.
You see, that's what they're counting on. You have to either be nice and let it pass, or you get to voice your opinion and you become an enemy, a bigot, or something. The response is you don't. You do not owe them to be nice because they are not nice. Okay, I see feminists, I see FJWs that are not nice to people, and because of ideals. It's not like, hey, you treated me like shit, or you bumped my car and you said you're not going to pay me for bumping my car, or that you basically mistreated my woman when we went out, or something like that. We're talking about people that have different ideals, and if he's a boss, he's going to fire you. If he's a friend, he's going to abandon you. If he's a family member, he will disown you, and that is shitty. Okay, and that makes me it makes me sad, but at the same time, I'm embraced. I'm prepared for any one of these things. There's nothing that can offend me. Okay, if you say that, hey, your comment is shit, your content is shitty, for example, I'll be like, okay, I can accept criticism. I'll be like, what about you? They'll be like, you accepted criticism? Oh my god, how do you do that? You should teach me. You know, these guys, these guys cannot accept criticism. Okay, I can, Rant can, Flip can, you can, everyone else that is a normal person can.
Well, you got to realize that they would be like, you can accept criticism. I said your content is shit. I said, do you not hear me? Do you not hear what I'm saying right now? Your content is shit. You get that, right? They'd be like, wait, you're still okay? You're still okay? And they'll just start screaming it louder and louder.
And you'll be like, okay, I understand your criticism. Thank you. I will make sure to improve on my content. What do you mean you'll improve? You're supposed to attack me. I'm supposed to be victimized. You're not following the script.
They throw themselves on the floor.
Yeah, they'll start.
SW down. My leg. My leg.
Where's Flip? Did he really get abducted by aliens this time? I hate it when this happens.
Well, he might have.
I'm in the shower.
You're in the shower? Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Flip, I'm very sorry that I missed that. Oh my gosh.
We're going to have to be cutting this stream soon. I got to get the kids in the bath.
Well, the thing is that I'm also going to have to bounce because I promised a friend of mine we're supposed to meet up, and I haven't seen her in years, and yeah. I could say that we missed each other, but I don't want to spoil this because it's been a long time since I've seen her. But anyway, I'm going to have to bounce in like the next 15 minutes, which means I have very limited time to shave my pits, my mustache, and get clean and stuff, you know.
All right, so how about everyone plugs their channels and we can cut the stream? Sound good?
Flip?
Yes, sounds okay.
Absolutely.
He's actually in the shower. I can actually hear the water. That's awesome.
Flip, you go first. You go first, bro.
I'm Flip, and I take showers.
Yes, subscribe to Flip Out. He is a very, very clean YouTuber. The cleanest you'll ever know.
Well, with like what? Water? Oh my god.
Maybe the
Gee, we were so interesting that he took a shower. That says a lot. Oh my gosh.
Flip, I'm so offended by your clean privilege.
There's only so much I've got to do around this house. So.
Yeah, well, he said he asked me if I could actually scrub his back and basically clean him up while he was streaming. I said no.
What? Not true.
Oh, come on, you know it to be true. Search your feelings, or I'll search them for you. Dun dun dun. See, that's the thing with Qatar. He can make funny gay jokes and he can be cool about it, as long as Flip is cool about it. Yeah, you can give me shit later, but that's the thing. I'm trying to be funny right now.
No, we get along like that. It's all good.
No, I know, and it's time that the people know.
And you better call me next time, fish.
Who's next? Rant, please, or T.
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead, T.
Well, mine's T Phantom Grove. Flip, you're going to hate me, but I'm going to change my name back to just Tariel because everybody has such a problem with the way my thing is. So I'm just going to go back to Tariel, or you can call me T, either way. I do short little videos. Hope everyone enjoys them. It's about what I have on my mind at the time. And I try to express that with my short little clips. So I hope everybody comes by and checks them out.
Yes, check out T's Fandom Grove, aka Tariel, because it's an awesome channel and it's hilarious, and good points are made on that channel. So
Straight to the
check it out.
point. That's what I like about it. Straight to the point. Cuts to the chase.
Yeah, it's like Cobra Kai. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. All right, I'll go next. I am the rant. I rant about different things, and I also hide in many bushes. Watch out! After the stream, I might be yours.
Or you could say that, Rant, market yourself, man. I'm hiding in a bush near you.
Love it, love it.
So I guess I am next. I'm General Katarn. I make lightsabers, and I'm supposed to be making videos right now, but I got a new laptop. I got some new software, and I'm just testing it out to make sure that if I make something, I want to make it in peak quality. I'm inspired by guys like the Dishonored Wolf, Mauler, and whatnot, and Robot Head, of course. And I want to make my videos on par with them. I want my channel to grow. And my main gimmick is lightsabers. I like making them. I like showing that I make them. And I'm going to be having a live stream quite soon where I make one live for the community, for the fandom to see that, hey, General Katarn is the lightsaber smith of the fandom collective. So um, that's what I had to say. Rand, thank you for having me on, man.
Oh, of course. I mean, you know how it is, bro. You know how it is.
Yes, thank you inviting me for the stream, guys. I enjoyed it immensely.
It was great. It was great having you on, Tariel. It was great
Was
talking
awesome.
to you.
It's great.
Well, that is all we have for today, folks. So make sure to sub to the panel. Oh, Cinedave, sorry you got here late. We're ending the stream, bud. But
Oh,
as always, keep on ranting.
also, and